How do you put on muscle mass? That's the question of the day. That is the question. Let's find out. Now, my credentials. I used to look like this, and then I got to that. I also have a degree in exercise physiology. Wow. That counts for anything these days. Step 1, weigh yourself. And we got step 2, go on a computer or your phone and go to this website. This website is called caloriecalculator.com. It is a website I have used for years. Yes, years. And it's a really simple system that just gives you kind of a rough guesstimate on how many calories you need to eat in terms to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain whatever weight you have. So a lot of times in wrestling, I would use this when I was trying to stay a certain weight class or drop or bulk up, whatever the case may be, but it makes it really easy. So right here, you put your measurements in. I'm 6'4", 230, and then it asks you for your activity level. You put that in. So right now I'm kind of exercising 4 to 5 times a week, and then boom, it gives you a chart where you can either lose weight or gain weight. And now we have your measurements. We know roughly how many calories you're burning per day, and we know how many calories you need to eat to be in a calorie surplus and put on some mass. So congratulations, the easy part is now done. So the most important part of this entire process is going to be your diet. I like to think of the human body kind of like a car in terms of an analogy, right? So let's say you want to get from point A to point B. What do you need to put in your car to do that? You need gasoline, right? You need fuel. So if I put adequate fuel in my body, okay, I will drive 50 miles from point A to point B. But let's say I only put 25 miles of gas in my car. Okay, I'm gonna stop halfway and not get to the point that I want. You got to think about your nutrition the exact same way. If you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough carbs, you're not going to get as far as you need to be in your diet. Lifting heavy weights and going hard in the gym, going crazy, that's all very important, but that doesn't mean that much if you're not eating correctly. Even from a physiological standpoint, your body can't even repair the muscles that you just broke down from a cellular level if you're not getting enough protein. So that's why it is critical that you are being very strict with your diet. So let's figure out that diet. A good rule of thumb is that you should have 1 or 2 types of protein that you can consume every single day that you like, or throughout the week. I like to apply the same rule to my carbs. So for me, a lot of time that's rice and some type of pasta. And then once you have your protein source established and your carbohydrate source established, then you can also throw in your vegetables and fruits. Once you have all this figured out, you have all your groceries, all your ingredients, now it's time to track. Which I know, no one likes tracking their food, honestly. I mean, there's a couple people who do. It can be fun after a while, but also it's kind of tedious. And I'm not saying you have to track over an extended period of time necessarily, but you need to track for the first couple weeks. And it's very important you do this. Now, Jordan, how am I going to track my calories? The thing I did was that I downloaded an app like MyFitnessPal, for example, right? In MyFitnessPal, you can write down your calories, track it really easily. And yes, not every single thing is going to be perfect, but it's okay if you guesstimate. You guesstimate, because that's how we're actually going to figure out if you're putting on mass, if you're actually in a calorie surplus, and that will help you a lot. It is also a really good deal to go get yourself a food scale. I personally have one, and I mainly just measure out my protein because that's the most important macronutrient in terms of trying to put on muscle mass. So again, they're really cheap. Go get yourself a food scale. So for example, let's say I have to eat 3,000 calories a day to put on half a pound of weight every single week, right? I'm going to go on MyFitnessPal. I'm going to track all of my macronutrients. I'm going to make sure I'm hitting that 3,000 calories. And for me, my protein goal will probably be around 230 grams, right? So I'm going to track my calories and protein for a week and see how my weight changes, right? If I gained half a pound that week, that means that rough guesstimate that we got from the caloriecalculator.com was actually correct. So that's how you got to manage it, right? Do that for a couple weeks, see if your weight is continually going up, or you could do this also to lose weight as well. If it's going down or maintenance, whatever it is, make sure you're tracking your weight to see how it moves. And that is it, guys. That is the entire nutrition portion of what you got to do. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm going to try to be a lot more consistent on this channel, at least try to post once a week. Don't flame me. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, help your boy out. I would love to make this my full-time gig one day, my full career, and just get back to you guys as much as I can. So again, I appreciate guys, and Jordan out.